Hey, hello there. Welcome back to the 2sparks of Madness. Today I wanted to tell you a little bit about our travels in the Transkei region. Unfortunately, I can't quite show you as much as I would like to. We had a few technical issues, i.e., I didn't check that my GoPro battery was fully charged, and Colin accidentally put himself on a setting that didn't have image stabilization. But I hope that there's enough for you to get a bit of an impression of what it was like anyway. The territory that is highlighted here on this map shows a former republic that was created and administered by South Africa from 1959 and then kind of made a separate quasi-independent state from 1976. The idea was essentially to take away South African citizenship from some of the Xhosa-speaking black people and instead offer them citizenship of the Transkei, which was a state created for that purpose, pretty much regardless of whether they lived there or not. The international community never accepted the Transkei as an independent state because that would have essentially been support for the apartheid regime. In 1994, with the end of apartheid, the Transkei became part of South Africa again and is now part of the Eastern Cape province. When we traveled in this region, it felt much more like I always imagine Africa to be. The potholes in the roads got a bit deeper and more frequent. There were cows and sheep and goats and dogs and pigs roaming around in the road. You really had to keep your wits about you as you were driving around here. We got chased by dogs a couple of times, and Colin even got chased by a couple of pigs that were following after him, just like dogs would. And yeah, I'm really sorry I don't have that on the GoPro footage. What a shame, because that was a super funny, comical moment. Another thing we noticed is that the shape of the houses changed from normal rectangular or square houses to round. Rondavels in the places that we were in Coffee Bay and the Hole in the Wall seemed to be the main place of inhabitation, although further on it seemed that they were mostly attached to main buildings as well. Somebody told us that rondavels are around because people are quite superstitious, and the ancestors of your family might still be inhabiting, their ghosts might still be inhabiting the house, and if the house is round, you can keep running away from them. I don't know whether that is true, but there's definitely lots of them around, and each one of the houses has a little courtyard. So there's space for some animals and a fenced off area. So the villages were quite spread out. There were also lots and lots of people walking along the side of the road. We saw tons and tons of school children, and yeah, someone told us that they have to sometimes walk miles to go to school and back in a day. And we also saw people carrying things on their head. Well, those were the impressions that made us think this is much more like you imagine Africa to be. But I guess going on foot is preferable to hitching a ride on some of the trucks, like a lot of people do, because some of those 4x4 and truck drivers, they could do well in the Formula One. They don't take any prisoners, and they love their speed bumps here as well, so you do get bumped about a bit. And yeah, sometimes you might be crammed in with quite a lot of other people as well. So maybe going on foot isn't a bad option. By the way, not everybody around here was super friendly to us. We got lots of friendly waves as we drove past. But there were a couple of kids that threw stones at us as well, and some that made a few rude gestures. So yeah, a bit of a mixed reception here in Coffee Bay. It's possible that that has something to do with the fact that they do get quite a few tourists around here. There's a super pretty structure, a bit like Durdle Door in Dorset, called Hole in the Wall, that we obviously also visited, being tourists. And yeah, I'll show you a little bit more footage of that later on. We stayed at a guest house called Coram Deo in Coffee Bay. which was a super relaxed place. We really loved it there. From the balcony at the top outside of our room, we could see the sea, and there were loads and loads of whales and dolphins. They were chasing the sardines. You might have seen something of that in a David Attenborough episode of The Blue Planet. The whales smack the surface of the water with their fins, and through our binoculars we could see that really clearly. They were quite close by. It was just stunning. And yeah, just a little shout out to the greenhorns here as well. They were our neighbors at Coram Deo, so hi guys, hope your trip is going well. And there is one more animal I just want to show you a little bit of footage of. This slightly naughty but very sweet donkey who thinks he's a cockerel and brays with all his might at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. I just had to capture him braying so that you can compare that with the penguins at Betty's Bay and see which one sounds more like a donkey. From Coffee Bay, we took a dirt road across to Port St. John. We wanted to avoid Mtata, as we'd heard quite a few cautionary tales about the city. It seems that this is not a very nice place for foreigners, and at any rate, this turned out to be a really awesome little track. I wouldn't want to do this on my daily commute, by foot or by car. It was pretty gnarly in some places, but really enjoyable to ride. So this time I'm going to leave you with a few more shots from Coffee Bay Beach and the hole in the wall. I hope that you enjoy this video, and see you next time.